Well, just the fact that we're sitting here at this very spot is so meaningful. It's where he started his dream and his whole concept of building a hotel in San Ignacio. Because we didn't specifically live in town, we always lived on a ranch. We actually lived not at this home, but a different home. And but as he moved up here, after many years living on the ranch, he started thinking about that dream, and actually built here and then built the hotel. Built a pool here and then modeled the pool that he built at home, just at a larger size of the hotel. So the location is just a start of one of his legacies, and the hotel is one of them. But it's one that we're both, Paulita and I, are very, very proud that even though he didn't intend it for his children to go actually run it. You know, things moved around that just happened that way, and in the end he was really happy with it, and so are we.
Of building a place where both the locals and international guests could enjoy. The hotel started with a dance floor, and in Belize we still have roadside barbecues, and that's how it started, selling barbecues and having this big party on the weekends. And his form of entertainment was like that when we lived on the farm. We had a lot of people over on the weekends, and so it came over starting his business that way. And so it was just a big party all the time, and because I was younger, I wasn't able to go. So I really, really remember walking through there when everything was ready and the band was practicing and all set up, and I just remembered that I wanted to be around them.
I wasn't around for a lot of the construction and the original start of it. I was in college at the time, but I did come back for the opening. I hadn't finished school, and so I'm not the oldest sister, but I happened to be the oldest one that was living here at the time, and so I do remember the opening very well after all the construction, and I gave a little speech at the opening, you know, thanking him for what he did, and Mom, and never in any dream did I think that night was the start of what would have been where I would work and you know, help build that dream, that family dream that he had, and help him carry on that. Like, I never in any way would have thought that would have been it at 18 years old, and so that's how it all started. Like Paulita said, Dad really wanted a place where the people of San Ignacio and, you know, the greater Belize and international travelers could enjoy. But he did see a future, and he did see tourism for what it was. And a quick little story is that when he was building it, he did say to the government of Belize, who had a Ministry of Tourism for the first time that year, if you open the site for visitors so that we can have visitors there, I will build the ferry to cross the river. And so he built the first ferry in the parking lot of the hotel during the construction phase, and it was put in the river at Sirk, and they did open St. Anthony's. So he did see the Maya culture, he did see the travelers coming to Belize, and he did see that as a potential, but his heart was really into the people being enjoying. And if I can look back now reflecting, we've managed to continue that one thing that I hear him always saying, you know, it's always about the people of the town, and that we want something that they can be proud of.
Not sliding the stone, not rolling the stone.
I think we've done that, maybe a little more than he may have expected, because he's a very humble man. But we've definitely, in my opinion, built what we consider a heritage property, you know, something that really does show his heritage, continuing showing ours, hopefully to our grandkids. So the development and the phases that we've put through and the investments that we've made, and the years it's taken to do it, a lot of building, and that makes him happy. He loved to build. So the fact that we continue building just about every year, I know he's happy about that.
So you will do it like 3 times.
Telling stories is a huge part of Belizean culture, but I think the story that we've seen unfold and is really bringing out your lifestyle, is how you live, and I think we saw that. Like we said before, we came from a family of entertainers, but I will take that a step further, because we came from a large family, and there was 7 siblings. But at the same time, my father came from a family of 11, and mom had a small family, but just in general, the family was large. So being with a large amount of people, there was always stories of where dad worked when he was young, the stories of his life as a boy in San Ignacio, and our adventures. I mean, just living within our family was an adventure every day. And those are where some of the stories come. So as you sit with guests and you meet with your staff who fortunately know the family and know of my dad, and all of his entrepreneurial ventures was always building something. If it wasn't a ranch, it was a sawmill, a school or a church. So everybody knew what he was, and so the amount of stories that you come out of that kind of a lifestyle, it wasn't just a rat race. In those days, there was not the rat race that we have now. We created our own rat race, but we're so blessed to be able to still slow down a little bit. You know, Belize definitely takes you back several years, and able to sit with people. You have a smaller hotel where you're not, dealing with, where you can't meet guests. For Paulita and I, we will meet guests and we will share a story, whether it is a dad's story, and I think now it has to be our stories. I mean, I'm a grandmother now and have 5 grandchildren and 3 children. Paulita has
3
as well 3 children. We have stories to tell, lots of them, and I think that's important. And guests sit down with us and they want to hear that. They want to learn about how we live, and likewise we might hear their stories. But in travel, when your adventure is a story, you won't forget those stories.